Here's your August 2020 energy update. It's time to strengthen yourself and prepare for a tumultuous fall season. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean. Let's talk about our situation in August of 2020. And be sure to subscribe so you catch all my videos to support you in your awakening journey and your ascension. Now, I want to help you guys feel confident, centered, and strong as we move into what could be a very difficult autumn season. And August is the perfect month to prepare for that in advance. So I want to talk to you about where we are, where we're going, and what you can do about all of it right now. Let's start with where we're at right now. Now, I think it's absolutely clear that someone or something is trying to destroy us and cause immense suffering in the process. See, we are experiencing multiple levels of cosmic warfare right now. And I think whoever's behind all of this is clearly just done with human civilization as we know it. I mean, guys, the levels of violence and lockdown are really unprecedented. And what makes all of this so suspicious is that it's unfolding around the entire planet simultaneously at exactly the same time. Now, I think that the biggest mistake that we are making is that we are either consciously or unconsciously buying into the two main excuses that they are giving us for all of this destruction. Now, the first excuse is a virus, and the second excuse is a poor man being murdered in a situation that I think was actually a human sacrifice. Now, I'm not saying that these things are not real, but where is the constructive response designed to make things better? Because see, that's what they're telling us, you guys. They're trying to get us to believe that all of this destruction is for our own good. Imagine for a moment if we had a positive response to the virus. The response would then be about healing, about hope, and about optimism. At a higher cosmic level, it would be about invoking the healing properties of light into the situation. But instead of light, we get fear. We get lockdown and control. Now, fear has been said to be the fountain of all sickness, you guys. Fear depresses the immune system. Fear makes it impossible to think clearly. It makes it impossible to hear your own intuition. It makes it extremely difficult to make decisions that are truly in your own best interest. So we are being told that the virus is something to be feared rather than something to be healed. Now, as far as the subject of racism is concerned, a positive response would be love. It would be connectedness. I mean, love is the highest healing agent for trauma and pain. But instead, we get anger and rage and destruction on every level. So if we were operating at a much higher level of intelligence, we would be giving positive, life-giving responses to both of these problems. And the life-giving response to these problems would be light and love. And I'm telling you guys, light and love are the ultimate powers in this universe. It's so important that you don't buy into this stuff that, oh, it's just silly, it doesn't mean anything, it's just superficial. Don't buy into that, you guys. It's a trap. It's a trick. I mean, love and light are the creative forces that produce this entire cosmos. It's power. That's what it is. So I'm not saying just say love and light. I'm saying the manifestation of the power of those two forces are what create the most positive, life-giving results. So that is an example of a life-giving positive response. And that's the kind of response you give in the universe when you really mean to solve a problem. So the fact that the response to these two problems involves destroying it all and burning it to the ground says to me that there's something else afoot here, you guys. See, I think these two problems are being used as excuses to take us out. Now, here's what's really strange about all of this. This could actually mean that at a cosmic level, the controllers are actually losing the battle. And here's why I say this. See, their ultimate plan was to turn this entire planet into this massive AI infrastructure, and that we have been tasked as the planetary slaves to completely create that infrastructure and then be absorbed into it. But see, I don't really think they're far enough along with the development of that infrastructure to warrant destroying everything at this point in time. So it is possible that this is really all about our ascension, and this is about the fact that the unseen controllers know that they are losing the cosmic battle, and now their strategy, the best thing they can do, is to try to prevent our ascension so they can maintain control of our souls. Because you see, they know that if they can put us in an extreme state of fear, of trauma, of confusion, of violence, of anger, all of these very negative, low vibrational experiences, that they can make it almost impossible for us to stay focused on our spiritual awakening and our ascension process. So this is where we are, and I think it's only going to get worse in the coming season of fall. So therefore, August is a perfect month for preparation. It's a perfect month to prepare yourself and strengthen yourself for what is coming next. See, I'm sure that the controllers are right now preparing for their next move. We also need to be preparing ourselves. We can't afford to just be sitting back, waiting to see what's going to happen next. So here's what I want to suggest to you guys. I want to suggest that you enter the month of August in a clear understanding of yourself as a light worker or a starseed or whatever else you want to see yourself as in that cosmic context. And no more, messing around of doubt, self-doubt. No, I don't know. Am I good enough? Just forget all that stuff, guys. There's no time for that. So you have to ask yourself, what identity do you really want to embrace at this point? Do you want to be a victimized slave just waiting to see what else they're going to do to you? Or do you want to be a cosmic warrior of the light? Now, here's the really cool thing on an energetic basis. The first week in August is perfect to set us up to be in full command of who we truly are as infinite cosmic beings. The first week in August starts off with a very powerful full moon on the 3rd, and that leads right into the amazing Lionsgate portal on August the 8th, which is an infusion of galactic energy, power, activation, and downloads. So this full moon illuminates and clears out all of the stuff that's in our way of the full expression of ourselves as cosmic beings of light. Then the Lionsgate portal on the 8th empowers us with a higher vibration and new downloads of wisdom and clarity, along with DNA upgrades to enhance our presence and our alignment with the galaxy as a whole. So the first week in August is awesome for positioning yourself at a higher level of consciousness. So be sure to take advantage of this very powerful week of energy. So once you frame our situation from a cosmic level, the next thing to do is take a look at our situation in our right minds from a cosmic perspective. Okay, you guys, at a cosmic level, there is absolutely no excuse for solving a problem using fear, anger, and destruction. That's what you guys have to recognize. Now, I know that you guys know this, But the thing is, there's a collective consciousness that's becoming very powerful that really doesn't recognize this. So we need to really wake up even more so that we add power and clarity to the collective consciousness. See, as long as we continue to buy into these excuses, we're going to remain confused. Now, when I say that something's an excuse, I am not trying to say that that thing doesn't exist. What I'm saying is that you're making false connections. Now, I'm going to give you guys a really silly example to illustrate the point. Let's say that for some reason, I'm just kind of crazy enough to want to burn down my house, but I can't really find a way to justify doing that. But then I discover that there are ants in my kitchen. I told you this was going to be silly, right? So I see the ants and I go, aha, this could serve as a good excuse. I'll set my house on fire and then I'll say I had to do it to get rid of the ant problem. So you see, just because the ants are real, it doesn't automatically justify this absurd response. So here's how I draw the comparison. Just because we discover a new virus or a new version of the flu and we discover that it's real, it doesn't automatically legitimize a completely insane and destructive response, such as destroying planetary human civilization. So I think it's pretty clear that the entities that are behind all of this clearly want to destroy us. I don't think there can be any debate about that if you're really looking at this with a very clear eye. So our biggest failing point as a humanity is that we believe that as long as there is a good reason, that it justifies anything being done to us at all. So take a moment and think about this. What is our higher goal? Our higher goal is to rejoin this galaxy as a viable citizen of this universe. And if we're going to do that, you guys, we cannot continue to think this way. I mean, what is happening on this planet right now is absolutely unacceptable at a cosmic level. So I invite you all to start living as a citizen of this galaxy right now, because that's what you actually are. Start living as a cosmic being. And I highly recommend that you make sure that happens in your consciousness this very month while we have a bit of a lull and we can really prepare ourselves and our consciousness for what is coming next. And let this first most powerful week in August give you the energetic boost you need in order to do so. So my sense of August is that the biggest theme in August is to prepare now. So basically, one of the first things you need to do to prepare is to initiate a mass paradigm shift inside your consciousness. You need to position yourself on this earth as a being of light. And let's put light in all capital letters. See, what it all comes down to, you guys, is it's really, really simple. When you're talking about fear, anger, death, destruction, violence, you're talking about darkness. It's just that simple. That is a manifestation of the absence of light. That's what it is. Do you think that more anger, fear, and destruction is the antidote to anger, fear, and destruction? Of course not. There's only one antidote. Only one, you guys. It's a law of physics. You cannot change it. You can't change these universal laws. I don't care how you want to convince yourself otherwise. You cannot change the laws of the universe. It's not possible. These are powerful laws of creation. So love is the omnipresent power from which true creation arises. Things like planets, stars, galaxies, interdimensional realities. Guys, do you really think that fear and anger create a universe? They don't. Fear and anger destroy. They do not create. So the real power is in the ability to create. The real power comes from love, initially manifesting as light, which then manifests as creation. So when you stand in the truth of those universal laws and principles, which no human on this planet has the power to change, I don't care what kind of stuff you're being told. When you stand in that truth, you are standing in a cosmic power that is irrevocable. So here's one more thing I want to share with you guys before I complete this video. Some of this is about what story are you telling yourself about what is actually going on? Because you actually have two choices. The story you're telling yourself can be just about planet Earth. And I'm not trying to say that the story is not true. I'm just saying there are different layers, different levels of this story, or story meaning how things are unfolding. So the first level would be the earth-based level. Is that the only story you're telling yourself? The only thing going on is they're locking us down. There's violence everywhere. We're out of control. We don't have any choice. We don't have a voice. We have to cover our faces. This is so terrible. And it's probably just going to get worse too, right? So if that's the only story you're telling yourself, what are you going to do? I mean, what options do you have? Because they want to engage you in fear and violence. That's the only thing they want you to experience. Those are the only options that earth-based perspective is going to give you. So what you want to do in terms of a paradigm shift is you want to shift to a much higher level, a much bigger story, the backstory of what's behind all of this. So what's behind all of this is that which is occurring at a cosmic level, at a galactic level. All right, we can look at this just as a cosmic galactic situation. And if you're going to go to that level, you guys, that's going to keep you focused on ascension. You need to stay focused on ascension. You must understand they do not want you focusing on ascension. They want you focusing on all of this fear and anger. So you need to say, no, I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to stay focused on ascension. I'm going to stay focused on the light, on the power of who I am as a cosmic being. Guys, as a cosmic being, you cannot be destroyed. You cannot be swayed. You're infinite. Do you understand that? You're really infinite. That is who you are. That is the you that looks out of your eyes and experiences life through your physical body. That needs to become your primary experience of self, because that's the only power you have. On a physical level, they're just going to lock everything down even more. So we have to remember who we are as creators. We have to take a stand as who we are as creators, because otherwise we're not creating anything. We're just shutting ourselves down because that's what they want us to do. So we need to bring the energetic power of love and of light into this very dark, dark world. We need to make sure that we are not underestimating that power, because that's what they want us to do, you guys. They want us to think it's nothing. They're trying to brainwash us to think that the power of love and light is nothing. I mean, do you really think darkness wants any love and light in the picture? Of course not, because wherever the light is, the darkness is gone. So love and light is not just nice words. It's not just a nice attitude. It's not, oh, just be kind, just be loving. No, guys, you want to see these things as power, because that's what they are. They're power. Okay, it's a cosmic power that is behind everything that exists in all of creation. So if you align with that power, then you stand in the full presence of your cosmic self. Now, there are millions of light workers around this world, all right? And imagine if everyone stood in that cosmic power. Imagine if nothing could sway you from that truth. Imagine how that might actually change this situation in very profound ways. So spend the month of August contemplating these things. See if you can make that shift, because as I said, I feel very strongly that the main theme in August is preparation, gathering your strength, coming into alignment with who you really are, so that you are prepared to navigate through what is coming next on this planetary Earth. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it out with your friends. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell because I am here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday with new videos to support you in your awakening and your ascension journey. And with that, I'm sending you loads of love, light, and empowering cosmic energy. Stand in your power, my friends. Namaste, everyone.